So tell us, what was it like after you sold your advertising business and then it was Chakradance full time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was. That was when, quite shortly after that, I came back home. I came back to Sydney, which was beautiful. I'd been in London for 12 years by that stage. I got married. So my husband's English. So it took a long time to bring him back here.
And so did that relationship happen as you were also dancing between running your recruitment business and Chakra? So he was definitely part of your Chakradance journey as well.
He has been there right from the get-go. I met him, in fact, when I got my first job in advertising in London, it was with his company. So I met him at 21. Yeah, we've been together 25 years now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's been a massive part of the whole journey. Yeah. Yeah. And in fact, he's now left advertising and he's working with me in Chakradance in the marketing side. Yeah.
See, that advertising background, it really helps you now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
even on a subconscious level.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So he's been part of your business as well.
Yeah, and very much, and always has been, but very much so now, a massive part of the team. So, and a massive part of supporting me in my journey throughout it as well. You've been on a similar journey to me. I mean, it's you have massive highs with it, don't you? And then you have the massive lows, because it is a big thing to just let go of what's considered normal, I guess. Well, what was considered normal for me with my upbringing was, you know, you go and you get the job and it's 9 to 5 and off you go, you buy your house. And, you know, whereas I started with all of that and, you know, and instead we've sold the house and, you know, invested that into
the business,
into music and, you know, also doing everything in different ways. And it takes, you know, someone really special to support you in that if you're going to journey through life with somebody.
Yes.
And also to have the courage to do that as well. So I've had a lot of ups, I've had a lot of downs, but I think the practice itself has kept me pretty grounded through the whole process.
And did you ever find it was difficult to even relinquish control or to allow someone to help you? Did you ever find that was difficult?
Yes. The art of surrender has not come easily to me.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, goodness. I don't know. I'm the sort of person that has quite a clear idea of how I want things to go and how I see things panning out, and when they twist and turn and don't unfold how I want them to be. I used to really struggle with that. I still struggle with it, but I've got a lot better. I've got a lot better of surrendering to, well, no, this is how it's meant to be. And we were chatting earlier, you and I, about how things still happen. It doesn't matter how much spiritual work you do, no matter how much chakra dance or kundalini yoga or whatever it is you're doing, life is still there. You are still going to have experiences.
Yeah, your erroneous balance as your last trigger.
Yeah, it's so true. So it's really learning how to deal with that. It's your responses to that, and how quickly. For me, it's like I might get thrown off, but then it's how quickly I can come back.
Yeah,
you know?
And how you can also embrace all aspects of yourself. I joke, but there's a lot of truth in jest, and I call myself the embodiment and the merging of the free-spirited control freak, because I like to think.
I love that.
I like to think I'm free-spirited until it doesn't go my way.
I love that. We're very similar, Patty.
Yeah.
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 It's wonderful.
So what led to the decision to leave London? You said that it was 12 years and it was enough. Did you have a yearning to come back home, to come back to Australia?
I did. I really had a yearning to come back to nature. Real beach person, so I was really missing the ocean. You know, we used to have to drive to Brighton sometimes just so I could be on the edge of the earth, as it felt to me.
That's a bit of a schlep from London, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, I needed to do it. Sometimes I just needed to go just stand at the edge.
Yeah.
deeply and then drive back.
Yeah.
So I really needed to come back to that. And I started to have that desire to want children. And I was really, how do I do this in London? Like, obviously people do and you can, but we lived in a top apartment and I wanted to be near my family for that as well. So there was just this real pull. And I think it was the right time for me. I think I'd soaked up everything I needed to soak up in London. I studied and was a course junkie when I was in London. And I just trained and I felt like I had taken in so much that I almost needed some space to let it integrate.
And to process, yes.
Yeah, it was just, I was almost on overload of, when I reflect back now, I can't even remember half of the courses that I did because I was on to the next one and on to the next one. And I feel like I then spent I was gone for 12 years doing this, and I feel like I then spent the next 12 years almost just letting it all filter and sink and ground and anchor. And so it's been the right thing. And then I left Sydney 3 years ago to come up to Noosa. So I've gone London, Sydney, Noosa. Like my lifestyle is getting more and more
beachified.
Calm. Always had a lot of energy, quite, doing a million things. And I feel like I'm finally starting to anchor it a little bit, which is nice for me.
And possibly your family as well.
Exactly. Although I think my daughter will be living in London by the time she's 15 at this rate. She's got a lot of that, want action energy. So I can see that.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But it's great that she's got an upbringing like Noosa to really, again, build her foundations so she can have strong foundations for when she flies the coop, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. And having the children, I mean, it's been amazing because the thing I was saying earlier about I wished I had learnt this when I was at school has that really stayed with me. And, from a young age with them, I've tried to always talk about the chakras and how they might choose to look at things. And, I've done Chakradance little classes with them. And that's led to the development of the story dance, which is this your new magic. Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing, which is for kids 4 to 8. And it's funny because my children are now 8 and 10. so they've just grown out of it. And I've just finally launched it. So I'm no doubt I will move into the next, whatever the next program is.
I don't doubt it for a second. In fact, I'm sure you already have.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the mission there is to hope that more children can learn all of this stuff much earlier in a really normal way. So it's just part of their life and part of who they are, and that they've got the tools, that the knowledge and the experience from a young age to make better choices in their lives. Yep. So that's what my aim is there.
I totally understand and I agree with it. I think it's also a really beautiful way to understand the world, so you don't only understand yourself, but you're less likely to be judgmental about other people.
Absolutely.
And isn't that what we all need?
Yes, more than ever.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.